Today, we are unlocking the terrifying truth about space weather. From the wrath of our own solar system that could black out civilization overnight, to sideways glass rainstorms blowing at 7 times the speed of sound, all the way to the ultimate destroyer, capable of wiping out life on a galactic scale. Buckle up. To find our first cosmic threat, we do not have to look light years away. The most dangerous enemy is the one closest to home. Every single second, the sun breathes out a relentless stream of charged particles called the solar wind, blasting through space at over 1,000,000 miles per hour. But that is just a light cosmic breeze. When the intensely twisted magnetic fields on the sun's surface finally snap, they unleash a solar flare. It is a blinding flash of pure radiation, entirely silent, seemingly gentle to the eye, yet carrying the catastrophic energy of millions of nuclear bombs detonating all at once. Traveling at the exact speed of light, this flash offers no escape. Once it erupts, it will hit your eyes in exactly 8.5 minutes. But remember, the flare is just the muzzle flash of the gun. The real killer is the bullet. Lagging right behind that brilliant flash is a coronal mass ejection, or CME. Imagine billions of superheated plasma, the very blood of our star, violently ripped away and hurled directly into the void. This colossal cosmic cannonball moves much slower, taking anywhere from 1 to 3 days to cross the distance and reach Earth. And when it violently slams into our planet, history tells us exactly what happens. Back in 1859, a direct hit triggered the infamous Carrington event. The night sky erupted in auroras so intensely bright that people could sit outside and read a newspaper at midnight. But far more terrifying, the telegraph systems of the era sparked, paper caught fire, and operators were physically electrocuted by their own equipment. So what happens if a Carrington-level storm strikes our hyper-connected world tomorrow? It would be an absolute technological apocalypse. Deadly radiation would instantly cook our satellites, completely wiping out GPS and global communications. Down on the surface, massive induced electrical currents would overload and detonate high-voltage transformers, practically burning the global power grid to the ground. Trillions of dollars evaporate in seconds. No internet, no digital banking, no running water. In the blink of an eye, modern humanity would be violently thrown back to the Stone Age for months, or perhaps even years. If you think a Category 5 hurricane on Earth is the end of the world, welcome to Jupiter. Look at the Great Red Spot. This is no peaceful, swirling cloud. It is a hyper-violent anticyclonic storm that has been roaring for over 300 years. Winds at the outer edge scream at over 250 miles per hour. But the most terrifying part is its sheer scale. This raging vortex plunges hundreds of miles deep into the Jovian atmosphere, and it is so colossally massive that you could drop our entire Earth right into it, like a tiny glass marble sinking into a bottomless sinkhole. Continuing our journey to the frigid outer edges of our solar system, throw away your umbrellas because water is not the only thing that falls from the sky. Deep inside the thick, crushing atmospheres of Uranus and Neptune, extreme pressure combined with temperatures of thousands of degrees violently tears apart methane molecules. The carbon structure is brutally crushed and crystallized to create solid diamond rain. Millions of heavy, razor-sharp crystals relentlessly sink through a murky, superheated liquid ocean, physically slamming into the planetary core. Humanity's most precious luxury out here is nothing but the garbage of a violent weather system. But to find the true, undisputed definition of hell, we must head back toward the sun, to our next-door neighbor, Venus. This world boasts a suffocating atmosphere 90 times heavier than Earth's. Standing on the surface of Venus is like being dragged 3,000 feet deep to the bottom of the ocean. Your body would be instantly and violently crushed. But the horror does not stop there. The Venusian sky is entirely choked with thick, swirling clouds of pure sulfuric acid. They unleash horrific acid rainstorms, capable of dissolving solid metal. Yet the surface temperature is a blistering 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to easily melt lead. This extreme heat causes the toxic acid drops to violently boil and evaporate long before they ever touch the ground. It is a planetary pressure cooker, drowning in toxic chemical fumes. While Venus is a toxic pressure cooker, it still plays by the rules of our local solar system. But once we leave our stellar neighborhood, physics itself violently breaks down. Take a look at this deep blue, serene-looking world. If you peered through a telescope and saw this stunning sapphire sphere, you might think, incredible, a second Earth. Do not let the color deceive you. That mesmerizing blue does not come from tranquil oceans. It comes from silicate, the exact raw material of glass. Welcome to HD 189733b, a nightmare realm where it rains solid glass. But here, the glass does not fall straight down. Driven by howling winds blowing at a staggering 5,400 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound, this glass rain slices through the atmosphere completely sideways. If you stood there, you would not get wet. You would be shredded into microscopic ribbons before your brain could even register the sound of the wind. Yet, supersonic glass is nothing compared to the cosmic heavyweights. Sitting 640 light-years away is a gargantuan monster named WASP 76b. This giant orbits so insanely close to its host star that it is tidally locked. One hemisphere is permanently baked in blinding daylight, while the other is cursed with endless, pitch-black night. On the day side, temperatures violently spike to 4,300 degrees Fahrenheit, an inferno so extreme it literally vaporizes solid iron. This colossal storm of metallic gas is then blown over the twilight zone into the permanently dark side of the planet. There, the nightmare takes its final form. The iron vapor rapidly cools, condenses, and falls as torrential storms of molten liquid iron, raining down into the pitch-black abyss. It is a planetary weather system designed solely to forge metal through pure death. As terrifying as a molten iron hurricane may be, every planetary storm we have witnessed so far is just a drop in the ocean compared to the ultimate cosmic threat. Think about our sun. It has burned radiantly for 4.6 billion years and will continue to shine for another 5 billion. Now, take the absolute total energy output of that entire 10 billion year lifespan and violently compress it to detonate in just a matter of seconds. That is a gamma ray burst, or GRB, the single most devastating energy event ever recorded since the Big Bang itself. Most GRBs are born from the agonizing death of a supermassive star. When its colossal core finally collapses into a black hole, it does not simply blast outward in all directions like a standard cosmic grenade. Instead, that immensely powerful magnetic fields is tightly funneled by immensely powerful magnetic fields, bursting out from the poles in 2 hyper-focused, blindingly intense beams. It is not a grenade, it is a cosmic laser sniper rifle. If Earth unluckily wanders into the crosshairs of a GRB, even one fired from a completely different galaxy, thousands of light-years away, the result is an absolute extermination sentence. The lethal gamma rays would instantly strip away our planet's protective ozone layer. Without that shield, extreme ultraviolet radiation from our own sun would immediately flood the surface, effectively sterilizing the globe. In fact, many scientists suspect that the Ordovician mass extinction 440 million years ago, which wiped out 85% of all marine life, was the direct work of a passing GRB. But here's the most chilling part. Because a gamma-ray burst travels at the exact speed of light, it's an invisible assassin. The very moment you look up and see that blinding flash in the night sky is the exact moment everything ends. No sirens, no breaking news, and absolutely no time to say goodbye. After witnessing the pure insanity of the cosmos, you might ask yourself, how are we still alive? The answer lies nearly 1,900 miles directly beneath your feet. Earth's spinning core of molten iron generates a colossal, invisible defense system, the Magnetosphere. Day and night, this invisible shield deflects the wrath of space weather. It rejects the destructive solar wind and transforms streams of deadly radiation into one of nature's most mesmerizing spectacles, the auroras. Space weather reminds us of a terrifying yet profoundly humbling truth. The universe out there was never designed to welcome life. It is overwhelmingly vast, incredibly violent, and entirely indifferent. That exact harshness is what makes our tiny green oasis more precious than anything else. We are truly the luckiest survivors drifting through a raging cosmic ocean. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, leave a like and subscribe to Star Life as we continue to decode the greatest mysteries of the universe. Finally, cherish the peace of today, because out there, the universe never sleeps.